Hi, everybody. Are you chipper? Oh, I'm excited being with you today. I've been trying to find some time after the CHIP Summit, and you can see after the Christmas holidays are now behind us, to find a few moments to share with you some of the incredible events that took place here in Loma Linda just a few weeks ago. The CHIP Summit. It was the 12th annual CHIP Summit. It was the third consecutive summit here held in Loma Linda and collaborated with Loma Linda University. It was a very special event. It's not just that you meet friends and colleagues and you exchange ideas and you share stories and you get inspired and you learn from one another, but also we welcomed 100 newly minted, freshly certified CHIP facilitators coming into our circle of friends. They're now eager to take the message of health and healing to their communities. We're excited about this. But you know, it's interesting that Loma Linda draws year after year. It's not just the nice, pleasant weather in November, but it's also some other things. It's perhaps also the fact that Loma Linda now is being identified as the blue zone by the National Geographic. This is the place where things are happening. You know, it was interesting. We had a special lady flying into Loma Linda to be presented with her physician to tell her story of what happened to her in Rockville, Illinois. You know, I had told her that we are welcoming her to the blue zone. And when she came here to tell her story, I welcomed her on stage, and she had a beautiful blue dress on. And she said, "Dr. Diehl, aren't you proud of me? I've done everything I could to color code my dress with the blue zone of Loma Linda." She was really amazed that Loma Linda was not just a place where we have blue dresses. No, that wasn't the issue. But that Loma Linda is a blue zone that is identified by the National Geographic magazine, which found that this is the area, this is the place that identifies a lifestyle that is identified with the longest living, the healthiest people in North America. It was funny. We had all a great laugh of relief. And we loved this lady, especially when she told us a story that she came to the CHIP program a couple of years ago in Rockville, Illinois, on the waiting list for a kidney transplant or kidney dialysis, severe diabetes, bypass surgery. Everything was wrong. And then she comes to CHIP as sort of a last resort. And then a year and a half later, her physician is taking her off her kidney transplant list and says, "I don't know what you've done, but whatever you're doing the right thing. You're no longer on the critical list for a kidney transplant or kidney dialysis." It was a wonderful story. It was the blue lady who inspired us with that special story. On Wednesday night, we had Dr. Sigve Tonstad talk about for the healing of the nations. And then we had clinicians like Dr. Greenlaw and Dr. George Guthrie giving clinical presentations of what we can do to reverse certain diseases. And then we had, by popular demand, Jeff Novick talking about caloric densities and how to eat more of the right foods and way less. And of course, then we had Mr. Warwick Pascoe from New Zealand and Dr. Ed Neblett from New Mexico. They gave beautiful, outstanding presentations about the beauty and the wonder of the human body. It was truly inspiring. And then, of course, we had Dr. Darren Morton from New Zealand with several presentations that inspired all of us to do our very, very best in our attitude and also in our habit patterns. It was a great summit. It was perhaps one of the very best one we ever had. And if you were there, I'm sure you will agree with me. And if you were not, you missed it. But you can get the videos to experience the joy and the fascination and the inspiration of those 4 days. The CHIP Summit in Loma Linda, incredible speakers, but also a historic moment that was captured as the baton changed hands from the Traditional Lifestyle Medicine Institute to new owners, the Sanitarium Health and Wellbeing Company, an outstanding company headquartered near Sydney in Australia, a company that came to us about a year ago and said, we have looked at your program, we like what you have, we're gearing up to providing these very concepts through our company, but on a larger scale, would you be interested in working with us? I mean, for 25 years, we all had worked together as a team, didn't we? You have given so unstintingly, in such a devoted manner to this program. You've given me purpose with the CHIP program. You've given wings to the program. And now I just turned 65. And I knew that you cannot argue with biology forever. I know the CHIP program had been my baby for 25 years. I know it had moved towards childhood and then perhaps to the teenage years. But how would I safeguard it? How could I make sure that the baton would pass hands in such a way that the values would be preserved? Because we all would like to see that, don't we? And then came Sanitarium Health and Wellbeing Company. As a matter of fact, they came to the summit and they brought a whole team to get acquainted with all of us. They made presentations and they began to help us understand what we can do, what they can do in enlarging the program to provide for growth, for professionalism, for bringing it into a totally higher level. It would be a quantum leap. And this is already indicated by the fact that we have twice as many CHIP chapters running programs scheduled for this year than last year. So I think that CHIP is in the best of possible hands with added resources, with a large company backing it, and with clearly defined timelines. It's going to be an incredible journey. The new year is going to be our very best year ever. I know it's going to happen. You know, incidentally, the new owners will maintain the name, the corporate name, Lifestyle Medicine Institute. It will be a company registered in Delaware, and it's going to be headquartered in Loma Linda. As a matter of fact, they have just picked new offices and large offices, and the staff around Darrell Ludington also has been significantly enlarged so as to take care of the larger opportunities that are now coming to us. So this is a great development, and we're very, very excited about this. And I know that you're going to be joining us in this new phase. We're making a quantum leap to reaching more people, to making the program that can reverse disease more prominent and more accessible to others. As the new owners worked with us to look at the various aspects that perhaps might need some modification, we all decided that perhaps we should recast the name of CHIP to mean the Complete Health Improvement Program, or the Complete Health Improvement Project, CHIP. So CHIP stays the same, but we have now broadened the context. We're no longer just going to look at coronary artery disease, which oftentimes the CHIP program was aligned with, but now we're really making it a major focus point to look at diabetes, hypertension, depression, cholesterol, heart disease, and weight loss. I think all of this will make the program more accessible and more widely being sought after. You know, CHIP is developing a reputation in its own right. CHIP has now more than 23 scientific publications. It's becoming known for proven results and priceless benefits. I mean, just last week, the American Journal of Cardiology had an article published entitled Effectiveness of a Volunteer-Delivered Lifestyle Modification Program for Reducing Cardiovascular Disease Risk Factors. The CHIP program, looking at 5,070 participants, many of them that have come through your programs. So thank you for contributing to this beautiful database with results that are standing sterling in the scientific community's literature. We are really excited about seeing CHIP really becoming known for predictable results. And what we're going to do next is to move towards how can we document the return on investment if this program is run in communities, if this program is run in hospitals, in corporations. What can these hospitals, what can these corporations expect in terms of return on their investment? As you know, some of the tentative results have suggested that we probably invest $1 and $5 to $6 come back in reduced medical costs and so on. And where does that leave me? The rocking chair? No, that is hard to imagine, isn't it? No, I would be helping out as a spokesperson for Sanitarium, for the new owners, for the Lifestyle Medicine Institute, for the CHIP program. I would be making myself available at graduation exercises. I will continue my radio program on a weekly basis and also be available to 3ABN to do 2 annual major global telecasts. Incidentally, you might want to write this down. April 26th, 3ABN, 8 o'clock Chicago time, will feature Dr. T. Colin Campbell. I will interview him about the China study. It will be a very, very important program. And you know, leaders are already looking forward to CHIP Summit 2012. It's already booked. It's already identified where it's going to be. It will be held in Cohutta Springs, not too far from Atlanta. We're already planning on making this another major event. So you see, we are moving forward with all of our might. A couple of developments in the area of publishing. The Health Power book is just coming out now, freshly designed, upgraded. It looks like a beautiful coffee table version of our combined 2 books of dynamic living. I think this will be a very, very important book for people that want to become involved with learning more about better health kind of a program. Also, the African version of Health Power has been published now. It has African diseases in it, African statistics. It's a book that is made for Africa, and we entrust this to the people of Africa to do its work there. And as you know, I always try to make available to you a special bonus material. Here you find it. It all goes back to Switzerland this summer. I was there meeting with a special independent film producer who handles a program called the Veggie Channel. And he wanted to make some video clips about CHIP. And here are 4 short video clips. Perhaps you can use them in your alumni meetings. I think they're very concise and they connect with your audience in perhaps a fresh manner. In closing, let me wish you the very best for the new year. And these wishes are solidly backed up by the commitment that not only I make to you in a continuing fashion, but also they're backed by the new owners. We're looking forward to a very close partnership. We're looking forward to seeing new upgraded materials to be developed. We're looking forward to seeing an expansion of our program. We think that the very best days are ahead of us. And my heart is gladdened beyond description that CHIP has found a safe haven. But not only a haven, but a place, a platform from which it can be extended throughout the world. God bless you all.